Hey, everybody. This is Erik J. Olson from Array Digital, and this is an episode of the Managing Partners Podcast. On the Managing Partners Podcast, we talk to America's top managing partners to find out what they're doing to grow their firms and to get more cases. But today we have a special guest, not a managing partner, a marketer, Cassidy Lewis. How's it going?
Hey, Erik, I'm good. How you doing today?
Very good. I appreciate you making the time.
Oh, absolutely. I'm happy to be here.
Well, Cassidy, if you could, can you tell us a little bit more about you and your firm, please?
Sure. So my name is Cassidy Lewis. I am the Chief Marketing Officer here at Cooper Hurley Injury Lawyers. I have been here going on 5 years. And we are headquartered in Norfolk, Virginia, but we have 8 locations throughout Hampton Roads and the Eastern Shore. So all the 7 cities and then the Eastern Shore. We specialize in personal injury, more specifically car accidents. So we're known as the car crash experts. And yeah, so a lot of car, truck, motorcycle, those are the cases that we take on. Railroad, those are the cases that we take on a lot of.
Gotcha. Okay, so our audience is beyond the area that you and I are both in. Hampton Roads is what we call it, right? So Norfolk, Virginia Beach,
Mhm.
and you have an office on the Eastern Shore of Virginia, right?
Right.
And how far out, like away from like the main area of Norfolk, Virginia Beach? What's your farthest office besides maybe the Eastern Shore?
Uh, Probably Hampton or Newport News.
Okay. Are
Mhm.
all those offices staffed, or some of them just kind of like you drop like an attorney is nearby and drops in when is needed?
Right. So they're meeting locations. So the Norfolk office is the most heavily staffed office. And then we have those other locations because because you live in Hampton Roads, but we operate as a region. Suffolk doesn't like to drive to Norfolk. Norfolk
Hmm.
people don't like to drive to Hampton. So when a client wants to meet, when a client lives in one of those cities or they want to meet there, we make sure to meet them there or at their home.
Nice. That's awesome.
Mhm.
All right. So you have the multiple locations, and that certainly helps for meeting with clients.
Right.
As a marketer, how does that help you with things like attracting people from those markets?
Um, just is there two is two pieces to that. So first, it's the convenience that comes with it, right? So we're around the corner from you. We have a location around the corner from you. And again, we're willing to meet you at your home, but not everybody feels comfortable with people coming to their home.
Mm.
So we have just that level of convenience that we offer to our clients. But additionally, for our digital presence, right? So if you know anything about Google, you know how important it is to be local, to be those near me searches are everything. So for us, having those meeting locations helps with our digital presence because of those near me searches.
Yeah, local SEO, huh?
Oh, yeah. Oh, a lot of it.
Oh yeah, definitely. No, that helps a lot. So having the different locations is well, I mean, the locations are imperative to the local SEO. We've in the past we've tried to get local SEO for clients that didn't have physical presences in a
Oh,
particular area. It's not very easy to do, and
right.
not the most successful thing. You definitely have to have an office. Are all of the offices your own dedicated spaces, or are some of
Yep.
them co-working
Yep.
spaces?
Yep. They follow, any rules. So there's always somebody there. So even if it's,
Mm.
a shared receptionist or something like that, there's always somebody there. Our own suite numbers, our space. We have
Yep.
office furniture, the whole nine.
Nice, very nice. Well, cool.
Mhm.
What are some different ways that you get clients?
So, our most important source are referrals, right? So both attorney
Absolutely.
referrals, we get a good amount of attorney referrals. Attorney referral and attorney referral marketing is very important to us. Um, but we also get a lot of our clients and some of our best cases from our database, right? So I'm of the mindset that database marketing is it's not a lost art, but people don't pay as much attention to it as they used to, and they really only pay attention to it. I feel like after the service is rendered, right? So once you become a former client,
Hmm.
um, we have a different mindset and we focus heavily on client services, right? So we make sure that we pay, and not just in how we service them, not just the case. We do an outstanding job there, but really systemizing what client services looks like has made a big difference in how many referrals that we get from both leads. So people that, maybe they didn't even become a client, and clients, and then former clients. And then third on that list after attorney referrals and database referrals is digital. So it's the one that we probably it's the one that we definitely spend the most money and time on. And it gets us the most leads, the most cases. But we were just talking about it before we got started. It can be a pain. It can be a pain sometimes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
those are how we get most of our cases.
Yeah, it can definitely be a pain. We were talking about how Google will change the rules and they don't tell you, right?
No,
They don't say it
no.
happened. They don't say what the rules are. You just got to kind of guess and research and figure it out.
Right.
Yeah. Now the database referrals, that's interesting. Like I haven't heard anyone else talk about that. Can you go a little more in depth about that? Like, so you've clearly, like, you have some sort of a CRM, like customer relationship management system, or maybe it is just like your own homegrown database. What is it that you do, and how do you feel like you use that a little bit differently than most firms?
Okay, so we do have a CRM. We need a better one. But when I say systemization, like if I had to get on like two soapboxes, the first would be that marketers need systems, right? We are naturally creative, right? We don't need help with that. But in that creativity comes that shiny object syndrome where it's like we could, and then why don't we? And how about, you know what I mean? So
Very much so.
right,
Yes.
right. So where I feel like just our industry as a whole, what we need to focus on are systems, right? And the other side, my other soapbox is that the thing that I can depend on are my referrals, right? So I can't depend on Google. They're going to change the rules. Political season, like it ruins my TV budget.
Yeah.
There is an insurance company out here, I won't say their name, that they are in contract with the billboard company out here where an injury law firm can't have a billboard within a certain mile radius of their bill. There are all these things,
Really?
right?
Wow.
There are all these things. But what we can control, we have the most control over, is how we treat our clients, and in turn, how they refer or how many people they refer to us. So we just make sure to systemize touches. So when a client becomes a client, right, there's a full system and a checklist for that. They're going to receive a box in the mail. It's going to have our branded items. It's going to have a welcome letter from our director of client services, which, her primary job is to service our clients. At 3 months, they get the movie night gift box, and it's a Cooper Hurley blanket. It is popcorn and like movie candy. And it's like, hey, these last 3 months, you've had a lot going on, physical therapy, rental car, all the things. Take tonight off, right? At 6 months, we have a survey that we go through each answer. At 9 months, they get a box of sunshine. Our colors are yellow and black, so we send them a bunch of everything yellow and said, hey, you are our sunshine. After the case is over, we send them something that says, like a bucket of mints that say it meant a lot that you trusted us with your case. A year after their case is settled, one thing that I found out, our TV commercials, we did client testimonials, right? And I was just sitting there talking to clients, and I found out that they celebrate their accidents anniversaries, right? So it was 2 years ago I got into an accident. It was 4 years ago.
Yeah.
They'll have it tattooed on them like it's a big thing. It's the day that they narrowly escaped death.
Yeah.
So we created Settleversary gifts, and it's a year after that. We got them the money that they deserve. We say, hey, it's been a year since you've trusted us, with your case. Thank you. And it was to attach a different emotion to something so traumatic. Like, celebrate this date. You know what I mean? Celebrate the date that it was all over for you. So just like really getting to know our clients, having space where, like in the CRM, where they can notate details, Erik has 2 kids. Erik loves soccer. You know what I mean? So that we can say, hey, how are the kids doing? Just making sure that those things are in place, so that it's easy to provide that that really, really high level of client service.
That's really nice. That's a great system. I appreciate you walking us through that. Now, when I hear that, especially as like a marketer, like we don't have a lot of stuff around. There's not a lot of inventory. We're certainly like all electronic based. So when I hear you talk about the things that you send them, I'm thinking you've got like closets full of the blankets and the popcorn. Is that what you have
Oh
that
yeah,
all in house?
we have 2 closets full plus stuff that is spread out sometimes. But yeah,
Oh wow,
absolutely.
okay. I figured maybe there was a fulfillment company or something like that.
I wish.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wish. Sometimes I'm scared they mess something up because like if we know there are systems too, but we also do like special notes, like can't wait to see you. Jim says hi. Little
Nice.
notes too, but yeah, there are a lot of closets.
I like that. I like that a lot. That's really cool. So that's great. So certainly putting systems in place so you don't forget to touch your clients, to reach out, let them know that you're thinking about them. That's really strong. That's a very strong program that you just told us about. So I appreciate all the detail. So you've
Hmm.
got good old fashioned referrals from attorneys, from everybody else. Basically, just taking care of your clients. Digital. When it
Hmm.
comes to digital, I, I suspect you're doing a lot of everything.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, a
yes,
lot of advertising, SEO. Your website's beautiful.
yeah. We do all the things. A lot of local SEO. We actually don't. People assume we don't do a lot of PPC. We have some program. We have some things out there. It's not that it absolutely does not work. It's that the cost per case is so much
Hmm.
more expensive than like anything else. I mean, it can get up there
Yeah.
with TV sometimes, and TV at least has the branding elements with it. So yeah, but we do as many. We check as many digital boxes as we can.
You're yeah. I see your name a lot. A lot.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, I was just saying, I was just driving through downtown Norfolk the other day, and I just looked to my right, and there was your logo, right? Like you're on the side of the building. That's your headquarters. I didn't realize that until we started talking.
Yeah.
But I just saw that your sign was there. I realized you had an office there. I just didn't realize it was headquarters. But yeah,
Yeah.
everywhere. Now, so you mentioned TV. What
Hmm.
about like other kinds of traditional, like billboards? I guess that's a
Yep.
little bit difficult because of the
Yep.
insurance company.
It is. It is actually.
Yeah.
It was disappointing. So we do billboards in one city. So I try to segment as much as possible, and so we have a campaign just for one city because there isn't a heavy PI attorney there, right? So we're looking to become that go-to PI attorney. So we have
Mhm.
billboards in that city. We do a little bit of radio. We do, like I said, broadcast TV primarily, some cable, in streaming, social media. But yeah, we all what is omni-channel marketing. We believe in
Omnichannel.
omni-channel marketing at Cooper
That's a
Hurley.
big word. What about good old fashioned newspapers?
So for announcements,
Yeah,
not typical. I will say that there are some lawyer newspapers. So lawyers still read the newspaper. We do
yeah,
some attorney to attorney marketing there. Some magazines, Coastal Virginia. We had a
that makes
cover for
sense.
Coastal Virginia. Some, yeah, we do it. We're we're picky about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Um, I interviewed someone recently, and he was still in the yellow pages, and I was shocked that the yellow pages still exist. You don't do that, do you?
No, I thought everybody was out of it.
I didn't
No.
even realize. Like I said, I haven't received a yellow pages or a white pages in I don't even know how long, a decade.
It
So
maybe he has an older, you know what? I can see that if he does like maybe SSI, like if he has an older target market.
he had the back cover, and so it'll come out on one of these episodes. But it was I told him during the interview that he got the award for the last person still advertising in the yellow pages.
Right, right.
I joked with him a little bit, but it was yeah he had the back cover, so I wanted to keep it. That was interesting. But so yeah, omni-channel, that's good, right? You
Mhm.
want to be all places for all people
Right,
most of the time.
right,
But like you said, selective here and there, right? Where it makes sense. So if you're going to do print, then there has to be a reason. It's not just like broadcast into the world. That's probably not that effective. So yeah,
right.
you guys have it definitely dialed in. What is one thing that you think is working better now than maybe it has in the past? Like what's really taken off in marketing?
In marketing or for us?
Well, for you, in your
Oh, okay.
marketing is what I mean.
Um, I would have to say all of our marketing channels have grown. That's why I'm hesitating. I would have to say the systemized client services is probably where we've seen the most impact, right? So, and it's, yes, the system is in place, but also the cost per lead and the cost per case is so much less than TV, for example.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? And I'm looking at getting my cost per case down. And the way to really do that is to increase my referrals. So I'd
Yeah,
probably say that um, that has been the marketing channel that has taken off the most.
that's really interesting. So whenever you get a lead from a client, you're attributing it to you call it client services, the database mining, basically,
Yep.
and so
Yep.
you have the cost for that, and then you know what cases come back, you know what revenue is tied to this. That's really interesting. Yeah, most people I think they just would lump it all into referrals, but you've actually broken it
Oh,
up. You know.
no, yeah, we break it up. We break it up by so we have attorney referral. So our senior analyst Daniel, he does our end of the year report. So we know how much revenue comes from attorney referrals. We put a lot of the same, if not more, effort goes into attorney marketing. But we know how much we get from attorney referrals, how much we get from sort of our database outside of that. But even then, we know individuals. So we have a
Mhm.
VIP list. We have segments within our database. So we have a VIP list. I call, like myself, I call 15 of them every month to check in on them. And it doesn't take long.
Yeah.
They get birthday calls, gifts, cakes. We send them the whole nine. But yeah, we make sure to track where our cases are coming from.
Nice, nice. And so you are doing a lot of different things, and I would say you're probably doing more things than a typical guest on the podcast. Uh, to give everyone kind of a sense of the size of your firm, you've already said 8 locations, but like how many lawyers, how many staff, maybe?
Okay. So there are 40 employees altogether. I believe there are 8 attorneys. I'm trying to make sure I'm counting the one. 8 attorneys and about 30-ish staff members. And
Cool.
then I think the biggest sort of difference between our law firm size and others, we have 5 full-time marketing people here.
Is that right? Wow.
Mhm.
Good
Yeah.
for you. That
Yep.
makes a big difference. That
It
makes a
makes a
huge
very,
difference.
it makes a very big difference. We're a lot.
Yeah.
We just have the ability to do a lot of different things because we have a very large marketing department. I haven't seen yet. I'm involved in some different groups. I haven't seen yet where a firm our size has a marketing team, either our size or larger yet.
Very nice. Wow. Yeah, I've never interviewed someone that has a marketing staff of 5 people. So good for you. All right. Yeah, you get the award on
Yes,
that one.
I was waiting for my award. I'm so glad.
All right. So you've got about 40 people total. You've got a staff of 5 marketers, 8 locations. What's next? Like what are your growth plans?
We need to be branded as the injury firm in our area. Um,
Specifically in this metropolitan area, not Virginia.
specifically in this area. Virginia be next. But from being here, we have some older firms, right? Some firms that have been around for 30 and 40 years. And but they don't have a 5-person marketing team. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? They don't have a attorney marketing system or a client service department. They don't have those things. So I believe, and this is really the vision of my boss, my managing partner, Jim Hurley, that we will be branded as the number one injury firm in Hampton Roads.
Good for you. That's strong.
Mhm.
That's strong. So you didn't provide like definitive like we're going to do X, Y, and Z, but the overall strategy is to try to get more market penetration. So when someone thinks car accident lawyer,
Mhm.
it's synonymous with Cooper Hurley.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
very nice.
And it's because I mean I can give you specifics of what I think, but a year ago I didn't know that Google was going to do what it did last month. You know what I mean?
Mm,
I feel like there has to be We have to be fluid with it. The overall goal is to be the number one branded injury firm here. How we get it done could change from year to year.
There you go. I want to show the audience your website. So let's bring it in real quick. And the reason I want to show this, first of all, it is very nice. It's a very well done website. But what I want to really point out is right off the bat, there is a lead generation form. Right? So you don't make people guess what they need to do or how to contact you. It's right there. And I think that's a really good tactic. Very clearly saying, what you do, where you do it. So I would encourage anyone who's watching or listening to go to cooperhurley.com and take a look at the website. There's a lot of really good, positive things on here, in my opinion. So well done there.
Thank you. Thank you.
And then I also wanted to show another website, but let me ask you about it first. So you're involved in a professional organization, PILMA.
Yes.
Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So we have been members of PILMA. I've been here going on 5 years. We've been members of PILMA longer than I've been working here. And it's just my managing partner, Jim's love for learning. Ken Hardison runs PILMA, and it is a group of lawyers, marketers, and management staff that get together in different ways, conferences, roundtables, whatever it is, to find out what's best, what's new, what's going on, how to fix it. All right. And so I have been the most impactful conference I've gone to in my career, and I feel like I've been to a million conferences, was they had an internet domination boot camp. And it was like the first conference I went to after I started working here. And I felt like it was so much at once. Like how did Ken get all these people that know so much here, right? And it's not general, it's specific to legal, because we are scrutinized pretty heavy when it comes to Google. But since then, I've been to several Ken's conferences, so the Super Summits, Internet Domination Boot Camps, and then I run the Marketing Roundtable. So it's about 80 legal marketers. We get together every month. Either they listen in that day or they play it later. And we have a specific topic that we talk about once a month, and we try to get into the weeds. I say either attorneys are not allowed, or you have to be the attorney that handles the marketing, right? Because we're going to get into the weeds. We're going to talk about what happened with this campaign. We're going to look it up. We're going to talk about budgets and spend per days. It's not general. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I've been running that, I think, the Marketing Roundtable for 2 years.
Very nice.
Yes.
That's great. All right. One more thing I want to share here.
Okay.
All right. So real quick. So this is from your LinkedIn. Check it out. Speaking at this year's Super Summit 2022.
Yes.
Can you tell us about that?
Sure. So the Super Summit is PILMA's big annual conference held in the summertime every year. And I think for the last few years, it's been in New Orleans. About 6 months before the conference, Ken asked me to speak on marketing strategy. And I was the last speaker at the conference. And I just joked about it that Ken saved the best for last. It was about 300 or 400 people there. And I mean, there's so much that I learned. You know what I mean? There's so much that I learned. And I just talked about, how to properly set up a marketing strategy, what you're really supposed to do. And I had a blast. One of the most important things that I walk away with from those conferences are people that do what I do and I can connect with. I can text and say, hey, did Google have a core update? Or, hey, did you see this? Or, like whatever it is. So outstanding conference. And I was just honored to speak this year.
That's great. And I liked your post. Literally.
Thank you.
Well, this has been great. If someone would like to reach out and either ask you some questions about your firm, marketing, maybe they have a case for you, what's a good way to get in touch with you?
So if you have a case for me, you know what? You can email me at clewis@cooperhurley.com.
There you
But
go.
also anything you want to learn about our firm, like Erik was talking about the website, visiting cooperhurley.com. You can put in you can fill out a contact form if you want to get in contact with me as well, or refer a case, anything like that. Cooperhurley.com is the easiest way, or you can always call us at 757-333-3333.
That's a lot of threes.
I
That's
know.
good.
Yes.
Very easy to remember.
Right.
All right, Kathy, thanks so much. All right, everybody. If you would like to check out other episodes like this, you can go to our website at arraylaw.com. Click on podcast. You'll see all of our podcasts there, about 250 of them at this point,
Wow.
from managing partners from all over the country. You can sort by practice area and also by state and drill down for exactly what you're looking for. All right, Cassidy, thanks so much.